Your assignment is to draw things. If you're not quite an artist, then I'm trying to help you out here. So your measurement DI needs you to draw diagrams, front, side, top, bottom, and angled of the objects in the assignment. If you can't use a 3D drawing app like Tinkercad or something else, then I need to actually teach you how to draw all the shapes you might need to be able to draw. These include rectangular prisms, cylinders, cones, triangular prisms, spheres, and pyramids. So how do you make something look 3D? To give you the impression of depth going into the page. Steps. See how I break everything into steps? Step 1, draw the front face of the object. If I'm trying to draw a rectangular prism, what would the front of it look like? What shape? Rectangle. So draw the front face of it. I've drawn the front face of it. Draw the rear face of it. So I'm just going to duplicate that. But what you want to do is you want to draw the rear face of the object angled and away, up and right from the front face. So right now, I'm going to move it up there. So I've got the front and I've got the back. And is the back up and to the right of the front? Yep. Connect the corresponding corners of the front and back faces with lines. So I'm going to duplicate that. And all I'm going to do is connect with lines the front top left corner with the top left corner of the back. Top right corner with the top right corner of the back. Bottom right with the bottom right. And bottom left with the bottom left. Do you see how it sort of looks 3D now? Whoa. Any lines that would not be visible, make them dotted lines. So how would I do that? I'm going to select this one. Would that line be visible if I was looking at this directly? No? So I'll style it to be see-through. So now you can see that it's meant to be X-rayed. This back rectangle, would I be able to see that if it was at the back? No? The only fix that I need to do is that's made the outer edges look see-through. Just fix it up. There. Okay? Any lines that would not be visible, make them dotted lines. So I'll give you some moments to get that down. It looks 3D. If you're more confident, you can shade if you want. So shade the sides that would be not visible based on the light. So why did I do the right-hand side? Because I'm imagining that the sun was pointing down that way. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay, let's go through the shapes here. How would I draw a 3D rectangular prism? Well, let's quickly front, back, connect, 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 connect. What's the front going to look like? A rectangle. What's the top going to look like? A fat rectangle. What's the sides going to look like? A long, thin rectangle. Triangular prism. So if it's a prism, it's the same all the way through. What's the front of a triangular prism going to be? Triangle. That's the front we've drawn. Where do I draw the back? Up and to the right. Connect the corners. Connect, connect. Looks kind of 3D now. What would the front of it look like? A triangle. What would the top look like? This one's tricky. A rectangle, but isn't there going to be a line through it that represents the sort of the corner at the top? What's the sides going to look like? It doesn't matter that they're wonky. It's still going to look like a rectangle, okay? Cylinder, this is the front face. Back face, up to the right. Connect, connect. What does the front of a cylinder look like? A circle. What does the top of a cylinder look like? Any guesses? What does a Pringles can look like from the side? Rectangle, yeah. And then the sides again, rectangle. Sphere. How do I draw a sphere? A circle. If you want to be specky about it, I don't know, draw shading. You don't have to, okay? And then what does the front of a sphere look like? A circle. What does the back of it look like? No. Oh my God. Whoa. It's just a circle, okay? It's the circle from all directions. Cone. This one's tricky. Draw an oval on the bottom. Select a point up in the middle and connect, connect. And then I'm going to make it did the whole thing. I'm going to make the back of the base see-through, but the front of it exist. What does the front of a cone look like? It looks like a triangle. What would the top of a cone look like? A circle. That's the bottom of a cone, because the top of a cone is the little circle with a little nipple in the middle, okay? Is that a fair way to describe that? And what does the side of a cone look like? Still a triangle, okay? Pyramid, draw a square on the bottom. Select a point in the middle, connect all the lines. Although I should have made the rear and the side see-through, and then this edge full. What's the front of it going to look like? A triangle. What's the side of it going to look like? Also a triangle. Can we think? What would the top, if I was directly above the Pyramid of Giza, what would it look like? Square with? Not just a dot. This cone is a dot because it's just 4 lines indicating the dot, yeah? Because you would see those lines there. There's only a dot for the cone because that surface is curved. You don't see any lines in it, yeah? You're not being marked on the absolute quality of your drawing. I just need to be able to see the idea of the shape. So don't stress about it. If you want to check with me, let me know. I can help you with the drawing and making it clean. That's fine. Otherwise, if you're confident, use Tinkercad or a drawing app.